I think it's basically a slap in the face to Bahamians, period.
That was what DNA candidate for Mount Moriah Wayne Munroe shared with our news team. Disappointed but not in the least bit shocked by Prime Minister Hubert Ingram's response in the wake of stinging allegations that Jose Cartolone is abusing Bahamian workers. The Argentinian company was contracted by the government to carry out the expansive multi-million-dollar road improvement project, while it now faces a lawsuit. When Love 97 News attempted to question the Prime Minister on the issue, he fired back with a less than favorable response.
If you're going to court, let the court decide it. Don't get the Prime Minister's view on it.
Well, he says that the contract.
Don't ask me about what he says. You want to ask me a question? Ask me a question. I want to tell what he says.
Mr. Munroe now questions why the Prime Minister would not weigh in on the issue, considering the government has invested a whole lot of taxpayers' dollars in this foreign company.
While he is correct that you do not discuss the merits of a matter going to court, and we don't discuss the merits of it, we just set up what the allegations are. Listening to the press conference, he seems irritated that people are seeking to call them to account. But I have news for him: the business of the press, the business of civil society, the business of people in a democracy is to call the government to account. And the business of the government is not only to make laws, but enforce the laws for the protection of its people.
But this is only one part of the story. There are also claims that Bahamian workers are being paid 1/3 of the industry standard. To that, the Prime Minister said it was his government who created minimum wage and that contractors are to blame if workers are being paid below the industry standard.
The reality is the Ministry of Labour has a list of rates which people are to pay. Anybody who gets a contract from the government ought to pay those rates. The reality is contractors who are supposed to provide the information to the Ministry of Labour keep as a secret what they are paying their workers so that others don't know to steal their workers from them. So the rates which the Ministry of Labour has, they are required to pay. Those rates may not be the same as what is being paid by some contractors.
It is unacceptable for the government to say that it has standards, and it knows that people break its standards, and not go on to say, and what is it doing to ensure that those standards are held? So it is clear then that something has to be looked into, and the whole purpose of government is to protect the poor worker.
Mr. Munroe has announced plans to file a lawsuit against the company on behalf of the 600-odd Bahamian workers employed there. 2 Argentinians are also facing separate court action for alleged sexual harassment and attacking a Bahamian worker. The matter is expected before the court within the next 2 weeks. Kindino Knowles, Love 97 News.